Hello and welcome back. And then everybody just like gets up and leaves their camera right as the intro ends.
That intro was killer, dude.
Yeah. I thought you'd like it. I figure we do a one-time little fun one there. Anyway, all your familiar faces from Thirsty Thursdays had to do a Friday this week, so apologize for that. Of course, we got my brother Leonard Skinner down below. We got Tom, the glutton for punishment foolery, down in the bottom middle, and welcome Kay Fellows as well. Yay. All right, so what we all drinking? Tony, what do you got?
I'm going to be dipping into some Wild Turkey 101. It's a very nice, affordable, cheap bourbon that I do actually recommend.
Nice. Phil? Lord Phil, sorry.
Yes, thank you, sir. Your lordship is having a Buffalo Trace Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey mixed with apple cider. So I've decided to go something slightly festive still for the holidays because technically, some people believe the 12 days of Christmas ends on the 2nd of January. So might as well stay festive, and I hope this marvelous holiday season found you all well. So I believe we're going to discuss the Christmases of the evening, or of the season. So how was all y'all's Christmas, folks?
I think Lynn's got to tell us what he's drinking.
I was going to say, let us know in the comments, and we'll keep going with our drink introductions here. Lynn, what you got tonight?
Well, tonight I got me a little bit of Whistle Pig. I'm going to finish off the rest of that other bottle. And then I'm probably going to go with some Guinness. I'm going to get in the mood. So I don't have it in front of me. While you guys are yip-yapping away, I'm going to go make me a drink.
Fair enough.
Happy New Year, everybody, in this wonderful online community. Yeah.
Awesome.
God bless us, everyone.
Happy Chrysler, everybody.
What you got for us tonight, Tom?
I am staying on the wine kick right now. This is
Vino.
Lamos Malbec. This is a red wine. Mendoza, Argentina, 2019.
Yes.
Not
Mendoza has the best Malbec in the world. So even the French growers of Malbec had to eventually concede that Argentine Malbec is better. So good stuff there, sir.
And Kay? Kay, you're not much of a drinker. What do you got for us tonight?
I'm not a drinker. It's funny because I'm on sabbatical from I'm a cannabis user, but I'm on sabbatical right now because I'm going through my 3rd round of egg donation. So I went and I picked up alcohol at my local grocery store yesterday just to ring in the new year. And so I mixed some champagne and some soda, and I was home by myself. My husband was at a New Year's Eve party. I had to stay home with the kids. And I got wasted off my ass last night because I'm not a drinker and I did not pace myself at all.
It happens.
Been there.
But it's not for lack of not pacing. I don't know what pacing is. Somebody define that for me.
I don't remember what pacing is. No.
The pace normal humans drink at?
Yeah. Nice.
Not familiar.
Okay, yeah.
I'm doing my normal doing my normal Crown and Coke, and then I'm gonna jump over to whatever Scotch I think I'm gonna go with an Arbor League 12-year tonight. So I'll definitely hit that bad boy up. Tonight's show, we have all kinds of different things we want to get into. Of course, we want to delve into the shit year that was the last 365 days and talk about our highs, our lows, our favorite people, our least favorite people, funniest news stories, all that stuff. I'm sure we'll get derailed somewhere along there in some kind of political discussion, as we tend to do, especially with Phil and Tom being on here. I'm sure it'll go down that rabbit hole somewhere. But at least until then, I want to open this up. Tom, you had a really fun, interesting story this last week. Let's open this up. Let's hear about the message. A real quick drinking game running across down below. We do have a lot more new subscribers on YouTube, so hey, just kick back, relax. Don't take anything we say serious tonight. We just have a lot of fun on these live shows. We'll say silly things. If we're offensive, sorry. Then I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't have subbed. I don't know. Yeah.
Me and Kay and I are going full commie tonight, so you guys can really pull in
Oh,
the
nice.
lefty viewers. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, nothing less than
Excellent.
commie, going full commie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, turning over a new leaf.
Triple commie.
Anyway, so tell us the story here, Tom.
So I do want to tell the story if I can. I do want to say, I know that there's people from my community in the comments. There's y'all's people, Case people might be jumping in. I want to start off by saying, like, I think that most everybody, I know my community has all seen these videos. They know these people. They know who we're talking about. I really don't want anybody like going and harassing them or trolling them in their comments or anything. If that comes from my community, I will definitely start banning people. Like, I do not want to be the guy with like a toxic community going out. I want to tell the story. I want to, I want to be able to tell everybody without there being some sort of blowback. I hope that you guys are all on board with that with your communities as well. I don't think that you guys want that either. So
Absolutely not. None. Yeah. I've never been one to enjoy, like, I enjoy a good troll once in a while, but not like that, not like a personal attack because of something along those lines. So, Justin Chris, your little debate, laughed my ass off. That was great. So Justin knows what we're talking about.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it started off where I think I was on a show with Justin, like, and I was just live streaming playing Among Us with a bunch of them, and we're all just sitting around drinking, talking, playing Among Us, just hanging out. And I got invited onto another show on Twitch, and so I jumped off and I jump in, and as soon as I get in, I look up and I realize, oh, this girl was just in my comments, like on YouTube a couple weeks ago, and she's on the show with me right now. So they introduced me. They're like, hey, Tom, thanks for coming. What's going on? And I was like, well, actually, I just realized Jane the Message was just in my comments last week, upset about the way I had said something about autism. And so we talk about that for a minute. We explained that I was misinformed. I apologized in the comments and on the show. And then, but the video that she was commenting on was about abortion. So then they immediately veer into her thoughts on abortion. And I end up, defending my views. And then more and more people keep jumping onto the show until eventually it is 10 lefties versus me. I'm literally sitting right in the middle of this panel of people, with all of them like coming at me from every direction. And it was really just a mess. Like, it really was. Like, it was.
Yeah, there was a few moments where I was waiting for a rabble.
Yes, I loved it. Like, me personally, this is like, it's what I dream of. Like, I just, that is as good as it gets.
10 lefties? Is that what you just said?
I was about to say 10 lefties versus Tom. So it was a panel of 11 lefties. Man, it was great. No, I can't. I can't. But no, actually, you did defend a lot of your positions quite well in that, sir. There was a couple of them where when I was watching, it's like, oh, I would have argued it like that, or I would have done it. But you were 10 on 1, so you kind of had to just take them as you could. So it was still a valiant effort on your part, sir.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he's messaging me on Twitter like, where are you? I'm in a 10-1 debate. And I'm like, sleeping? It's midnight. I need to leave.
I'm like, get over here. Help me out. So them with their identity politics, they kept saying stuff like, we need more women to come on to the show and represent women in this, because we're talking about abortion. So women need to be on here having this conversation. So I'm like texting Kay, like, get your butt over here. What are you doing? Like, so the next day, as Phil said, there were like lots of spots where I could have made better arguments. It was heated. We were screaming and yelling at each other at a lot of different parts. I'm proud of the way that I held it overall. Like, I watch back and I think, dang, dude, how did I remember his argument from so far back? Like, how was I able to remember that this guy said that and this person said that, and like piece it all back together, you know, an hour later when they start bringing up stuff, changing what I said and changing what they said, and I was able to remember it and like, and call them out on it. Like, I was happy with the way that it went overall. I did screw up some parts. I was factually wrong in a couple of parts. So the next time I live streamed, me and Kay went on, we wanted to do a debate review. So we do this live stream, we pull up the entire debate and we're watching it, and we're stopping it and pausing it and going over like, you know, okay, this person's, you know, arguing in bad faith, or this person's straw manning, or this is what I should have said in that moment, or this is, you know, this is the better argument, or like we would just keep pausing and talking about it. And anytime I'm in a debate, like I normally do debate reviews, I've done the same with Phil. I think we had a gun debate and I did the gun debate review, and I normally try to bring on an objective third party to come and help with the review so that I'm not just sitting there talking about how great I am the entire time. And so Kay came on, we did this. And while we're reviewing this debate, Jane the Message and a guy named Josen, who were both in the first debate, pop into the comments, and Jane is saying, can I come on and defend myself? And so we're like, yeah, sure. Go. There's a link in the Discord. Go click the link. So they jump on. She jumps on. Then all of a sudden, Josen jumps on. We didn't invite him. Like, he just popped in out of nowhere. I don't know how he got a link. I don't know where, but it was fine. I was cool with it. Like, we were talking about them. We were talking about their arguments. So I wanted them to be able to come on and defend themselves.
And then
so they come.
Dude.
Yeah, it went bad pretty quickly, and it didn't make sense. The arguments that were being made, they didn't make sense. They were it wasn't productive until pretty much everybody left, and it was just me and Josen left at the end. And the two of us have a very productive conversation, a very like deep philosophical conversation about what is personhood and where do your axioms start to lead you to a position like pro-life or like pro-choice. I don't think I made this clear, but I was taking the pro-life position in all of these debates. And so anyways, so I have them on. We have the conversation. Me and Josen have a great conversation. I turned this into a separate video after the live stream ends and just post it by itself with just me and Josen having a conversation. And the title of the video is Conversation with Josen about Personhood, or Philosophy of Personhood. Within a couple of days, Jane starts messaging me saying, hey, dude, not cool. You put us on YouTube. That's not okay. You have to ask permission if you want to put us on YouTube. And I was like, what are you talking about? We were streaming on YouTube when you came on my show. Like, you put yourself on YouTube. I didn't put you on YouTube. She's like, no, Josen's upset that you edited a video and put that on YouTube. And now I'm realizing that all the other things you were also streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So you need to take all of that down. So I messaged Josen and I'm like, yo, is this for real? You want me to take this video down? He's like, yeah, I feel as though you represented this unfairly. You called it a debate and it wasn't a debate. I thought it was just a conversation. I didn't sign up for that. And I didn't know that we were on YouTube. It's your responsibility to tell us that you're streaming on other platforms. And I'm like, what do you mean? You guys asked to come on my show. I'm supposed to stop the show midstream and be like, okay, here's your waivers, guys. Here's all of the information. This is
real quick. Everybody, did you get your waiver for tonight?
I was just gonna ask.
Mine hasn't come in the mail yet, guys. So
Chicken, you can't put me on YouTube.
Son of a bitch. That sucks.
We're only posting fans, is what I heard, right?
Oh yeah,
only
it's only fans tonight.
The audience usually has to. The audience usually has to sign a waiver when they view just the beauty that is the face of Phil KOE. It's so much. It can actually harm the retinas if it's viewed just unadulterated. So yes, we do have to have the audience sign waivers here at the Dog and Chicken Show, but no, nothing like that for any guests. So.
Well, and that's the thing is that literally if I wanted to have people sign waivers, I would literally have to have the audience sign waivers too, because their comments are popping up on the screen the entire time with their names and everything, right?
Yep.
So like I would have to, especially like somebody who has their face in their picture, in their profile picture, like, you know, I would have to have them sign waivers to show their likeness, to show their comments. Like, and Jane was saying things like, I was like, but this is my property. Like, you came onto my show, I recorded it. You knew you were on my show. That's all you need to know. Like, that's it. It doesn't matter what platforms it's going to. All you need to know is you are on my show. It is being recorded. Everything after that, it is now my property. I can do whatever I want with it. If I choose to split it up into a bunch of different videos and put it on YouTube, I can do that. But I hold the position that anybody who ever asks me to take down content with them in it, I will do that. I will always do that. If you don't want it up, I will take it down. I'm out of town right now. This is on like Wednesday. I said I'm out of town right now. When I get back on Friday, I was at a wedding. So I said I will take it all down as soon as I get back to my computer. Then, but I'm like, but just so you know, this isn't how this is done. Somebody provides you a platform. You ask to come onto their show, and then you start making demands of them. When they're promoting you, they're promoting your show. They're allowing you a platform to defend your thoughts and defend your ideas and get exposure. And you make demands of me. That seems ridiculous. You are asking a lot. But again, with that said, I will take it down. Josen and Jane the Message both block me as soon as I say that. Okay. I said it to both of them. They both block me.
I didn't know that.
Okay?
Oh no.
I go to sleep, wake up.
We got
Thursday
a couple
morning.
of Karens on your hand.
Yes. Wake up
Wow.
Thursday morning. All 3 videos have been reported and taken down off of YouTube.
Oh,
Yep.
motherfuck. So,
In a way,
so
Tom, like
it's
I
Karen's
told you
in
that,
and
like,
Karen the Message.
yeah, Tom, I think I was flipping you a little shit in the chat about this whole thing because I was like, that's why I stick away from certain groups of folks. Like sometimes you can just tell that they just have no good intentions on anything, and I was like, man, that's why introduced you as Tom, the glutton for punishment opinion. It's like
Did they just not represent themselves well? Is
They-
that why they're asking to take it down?
No, because both of them said, I stand behind all of my arguments. Because normally I hold the position that I will take anything down in case, one, you feel as though you didn't represent yourself well, or you thought like you said something that you just don't want out there anymore. Fine. Like, I don't want to be the person to like hurt you. So I will take that down. Or 2, you feel as though I dishonestly represented you. Then again, I am willing to take it down. They didn't have either one of those problems. They stream on Twitch. They don't want to be on Facebook or YouTube. So that was their entire issue, is we just don't want to be on YouTube. So take us down.
I don't get that.
They do
No.
realize it's the internet, right? It doesn't disappear. Like, I don't
Well, my issue
Yeah.
was too is like Tom's first interaction with Jane was in a comment section on YouTube on one of the videos that we did. Like, she knew that Tom's show was active on YouTube. If that was a concern, that should have been brought to our attention before she
immediately.
even came on the stream, because
Right.
she knew that we were on YouTube.
And that's what I said to her. I was like, dude, if you guys hold these weird niche rules for yourselves where you just don't go on YouTube or something like that, that's on you to tell me. Don't act like it's on me to tell you. I didn't invite you on my show. For people that I invite on my show, I have a video that I send them. and they watch the video where I explain to them what the show's going to be like, the sort of things that we're going to talk about, the fact that I'm going to cut these up into different videos and put them out later. I go over all of this stuff in a video, but they asked to come on midstream in my comments. So, and one of them wasn't even invited on. Josen, like, I don't want to sound like I didn't want him on. Like, I was happy that he came on, but I didn't invite these people on. They just came. And the thing is, so they went to I said, if you'd like to come on, there's a link in my Discord, right? They're asking to come on. And I said, there's a link in my Discord. So go to my Discord. When you go, and for any of you who use the same streaming website that I use, there are 2 pictures on the link. A Facebook picture and a YouTube picture where it says streaming live. There's no Twitch picture. There's no Twitch picture.
Can you expound on that? I'm not quite sure what you're getting at here. Just saying.
So are you saying that they should have known if they paid attention?
Yeah, you're implying that people understand logos and common sense, and that's dude, that's so
blue thing with the F. That's Facebook.
Yeah,
Justin mentioned he believes it's a partner thing. Whoever runs channel Twitch, it's just a thought. I thought about that too. That would have to imply that they might be like a more high level. I've seen high level streamers on Twitch have that concern and that issue with YouTube. I don't think either of them are that.
They don't. Jane has been very open about how she has just started streaming on Twitch. She's an activist for bringing awareness to autism, specifically like women with autism, because it's such an under-researched issue. She just started streaming on Twitch. She does music, and I believe she does that through Twitch as well, because she has some weird aversion to YouTube, but she's very new to the internet.
She does have a YouTube channel. And that was one of the things that I mentioned to her when she was saying, like, you can't just put me on YouTube without my permission. And I was like, well, you have to understand, you're on Twitch and on YouTube. I was streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. I know that you have already signed the what is it? The policy stuff. I can't
end user license agreement or whatever.
Terms of service. Yes, you have signed the terms of service. So therefore, you understand that once this is streamed, this is my property to do with as I like. And like, she's like, you don't own my voice or my face. You cannot own my likeness or the things that I say. Are you kidding me right now? And she was very aggressive the whole time, like in the comments. And I was just being like, I'm sorry again. Like, I don't mean to offend you. Like, I'm going to take it down. I'm only trying to explain to you as somebody who's not new to this, as somebody who has been doing this for a while, who has a successful podcast platform. I can tell you, I have had this policy for over 2 years as to the fact that I will take any content down if somebody asks me. And hundreds of guests later, you and Josen are the first people to ever ask me to take something down, and you're not even asking me to do it because of of one of the reasons that I offer this for. So anyways, they blocked me. The next day, wake up, all my videos are taken down. Now, one video was the only one that mattered, and it was the live stream where me and Kay are reviewing the debate, because one, the conversation with Josen about philosophy, or about the philosophy of personhood, that was at the end of that live stream. And we are reviewing the entire debate that they also had taken down. So all 3 videos are packed into one live stream. That was all that mattered. That was all that I really needed. The other 2 could disappear because everything is in that one video. So I appealed. And because I was telling them again, I will take this stuff down. I will do this. No problem. Let me get home. Let me get back from this wedding. I will take it all down. But no, they chose to go the legal route. And I text Kay and I said, all right, this is war. I told them I would take this down. And they chose to not allow me to take it down, and they had it taken down for me. So if they want to appeal to YouTube, I will appeal to YouTube. And so I sent YouTube an appeal and I said, hey, look, this is my property. They knew that they were coming on a live stream. I show them the comments where they asked to come on. I show them the link that they click on where it has, and I you can pull up the share if you want to. I show them the picture of this duck where it has a YouTube link and a Facebook link right there. They're both right there. They had to click on this freaking thing. There's no Twitch link. They thought I was only streaming on Twitch, but the two pictures are right there. So
I love how you got my comment right at the top. I was watching that feminist was coming at you hard.
Yeah, so I appeal.
So Tom has declared war. He put his foot down. The foot has been put down.
Well, and everybody the whole time, they're like, dude, I would never take this stuff down. And I kept saying, like, look, it's just like it's a policy, personal thing that I hold. Like, if somebody asks me to take it down, I just take it down. Like, it sucks. I'm upset about this. I put a lot of work into these videos. I put a lot of work into the stuff that I do. It is very upsetting to know that I have to lose.
Oh, yeah, that's annoying.
All of this content. Okay. But once they did this and they decided instead of appealing to me, they were appealing to YouTube, then I thought, okay, then I will also appeal to YouTube and I will leave it at that. And so I appealed. I said, this is my content. I showed them the picture that they clicked on. It has Facebook and YouTube on it. I show them the comments where they're asking to come on the show. I show them on the show reading comments that say YouTube on the comment. And I say, they know we're live streaming. They know we're on YouTube. They had to have known this stuff. I'm not hiding it from them. Like, I wasn't being, a devious. Like, I wasn't trying to hide anything from them. They asked to come on and I let them come on, and now they're trying to take my content down. And then, as far as legality and things like that, I said, this is my property. I do own the rights to this. I recorded it. This is all on my hard drive. This is, I have a YouTube copyright on this, so this is my property. And they reinstated the live stream, and it is back up, and it will stay up. It is not going anywhere. So,
just out of principle at this point because of all this.
If they were just going to appeal to me, it would have all been taken down today, and that would have been it. It would just all be gone, and I would have been upset about it, and that would have been it. But they chose not to appeal to me. They chose to block me and then appeal to YouTube instead. And I said, okay, if we're not appealing to me anymore, if we're appealing to YouTube instead, then we will allow YouTube to make their decision, and we'll stick to that. And that's what we're doing. So
can I
saying the flowers,
can I see if we can get a vote here and see if Tom gets a whole new nickname?
I do want to say this is completely with me as well. This had nothing to do with Kay. Kay's like right. Kay, this was all with me. Kay is friends with some of these people. Like, this was definitely not her. It should not reflect on her whatsoever. It was just with me that they had an issue, and it will only be with me that they have an issue. I hope that this does not reflect on you in any way, Kay.
Well, we'll see. I mean, the reason why Jane was even in Tom's comment section is because the channel that he went on Twitch, I do a show on there regularly. Prime Case, he does a all-female stream on Tuesdays, and I go on there once or twice a month, and Jane is on there regularly. So she found Tom through finding my social media after going on there, and I have a lot of respect for what she does. She's a very, very passionate person. I love that she's trying to build a platform, trying to bring awareness to autism. I think it's a great thing, and I still have a lot of respect for her. The last time I was on that stream, I did briefly, like in passing, mention that I was a pro-life activist, and the mood of the stream turned very quickly. It's always very, very respectful. People can get very, very passionate, but it doesn't usually get heated. But Jane and another guest on the stream got very, very heated and had an exchange kind of between the two of them. about like abortion and being pro-choice, and like it felt like the energy had shifted quite a bit. And then whenever I woke up the day after and I had seen that Tom had been messaging me that he was on his channel and doing an abortion debate, I immediately went and tried to watch it. But whenever I saw that Jane was on, I did get a little bit worried because I noticed that this was one of those topics that was very, very triggering for her. Like the minute that I brought up being pro-life, or the minute that abortion is brought up, her demeanor changes very, very quickly. It's just something that like it makes her very, very angry very, very quickly. And that's like what Tom was saying is whenever she came on our stream, it wasn't productive at all because it seemed like she came in already defensive and already like fists flying. Like she didn't really want to have a debate. She wanted to clarify her stance, and it was kind of be like, this is how it is, and this is just bottom line and factual, and that's it. And if you don't agree with me, you're misogynistic and you hate women and you want women to die. It wasn't a productive conversation at all. I tried to kind of like eat myself out of it, but I will say, and I will just defend this, like whenever you go and report somebody's content, you're putting them at risk of losing their entire channel. And I don't think that it was okay. I think it was a very, very immature and low move to make, because like she is on YouTube and she has to know how like the strike policies work and how reporting policies work. Like you don't put somebody at risk of losing their entire platform, especially whenever he already offered to take down the content that you didn't want up there.
Yeah.
Here, here.
Well said.
Here, here.
I'll say I get the sentiment that Kay was talking about, because when I went back and watched it, and what turned me off and this is just in life in general, when somebody says, stop saying that, please. That's not a request. That's a demand. And obviously there's an emotional trigger there. And she did that repeatedly in that debate. Now, or I was just like, that's not a way to debate people. That doesn't work.
It wasn't a debate. It was her saying this.
It's her clarifying what she wants you to do.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's saying this is how it is, and this is how you need to have this conversation from now on. And to me, like we were like other people came in, Layman came in, and he starts like trying to explain to her like, we need to like define terms though. Like we need to, get into the philosophical aspect of this. And she's like, define terms. You know what a baby is. Don't ask me. You know what a person is. Don't ask me what a person is. What do you mean? And it's like, that's not how you have these conversations. Like you don't just say like, you know what it is. Like you have to actually define terms here. And that's why I was really happy with the conversation that I had with Josen. And I was kind of upset when she said, like, Josen wants to have it taken down. So I messaged him personally and said, like, hey, is there anything that I can do to change your mind about this getting taken down? Like, I feel as though this is a very productive conversation. My audience, I feel, will benefit from being able to watch this conversation. I had good views. It ended up number 1 out of 10 out of my last 10 videos in views within 3 days. And it did really well. And I was upset that I was going to have to lose this video. And so I told him, I said, I will take out whatever you want me to take out. Like I will fix whatever you want me to fix. And his reasoning was, 1, you didn't tell me I was going to be on YouTube when you live streamed, so that needs to be taken down. 2, you posted a video without my permission with me in it and put my name in the title without asking me. Now I did look for him. I don't feel as though I'm obligated to tell people, but I did look for him and try to tell him before I posted it. I normally do that. And then 3, he said that it was represented as a debate. And that's the part that I like. That is just dead wrong. It just is. Like, it is objectively wrong. The name of the title of that video was Conversation with Josen About Personhood. That was the title of the video. So like, there's no way they can think that this was presented as a debate. It get like in no way. It's literally says there are other videos that say debate Tom 1 on 10 about abortion, or debate review. But this one said conversation with Josen. That seemed pretty simple, pretty
You're
straightforward.
trying to understand the logic behind their reasoning. The problem here is there is no logic
I was about to say,
behind
now,
our
Tony,
move.
now,
They're trying to be
I
the
was
one
just
in
about to
control.
get to that, Tony. I think it might boil down to the fact they might just not like you. They don't like what you stand for. They don't like what the positions you take. And so they want to try and make it as hard for you as they possibly can. Don't ever discount that as a possibility.
I don't know, because at the
That's
end of
all
the
I'm
stream,
positive.
we all say to each other, like, we're all very cordial. We had the conversation. They said, they're like, look, I disagree with your position, but I feel as though you really do care about life. I feel as though you really do care. And this is odd for, or like this is what Jane said. She's like, this is odd for me because I never feel like somebody who's pro-life actually cares about life. So she's like, I commend your caring and that you feel so strongly about this. And she's like, I've appreciated the way that you've kind of had the conversation about autism and like the respectful way that you approached it. And so if at any time you want to come on my stream and have more conversations about this and really like help get the word out, like I would love to have you on my show. And Josen's like, yeah, dude, I love having like philosophy conversations and I love getting into this stuff. So anytime you want to come on to my show, love to have you on. I was like, yeah, you guys are always invited on here, like open door whenever you want to come on. I'd be happy to have you. I enjoy these conversations. I enjoy debates. I enjoy philosophy. So please, whenever you want to, just let me know and we'll have you back on. That's the way that live stream ended. And then afterwards, it changed very suddenly.
So every one of their shows, they said their guests a waiver.
I don't know. I don't know. And she even said, I asked her, I was like, so you were on Prime Chaos last week. Did you sign a waiver for that? She's like, no. And it's a problem. And I've told him that too. I'm like, oh, okay, you told him that, but you didn't make him take down all of his freaking videos. She's like,
did you report his YouTube videos?
She said, no, because it's on Twitch. It's not on YouTube. I'm okay with being on Twitch because the videos expire, but on YouTube and Facebook, the videos are there forever.
That's the same logic.
No, the videos go away. They just magically go away.
They do.
That's
they
the same logic as
after, like,
sending
30
tit
days.
pics through
Yeah, but
Snapchat
that's assuming
versus
that
text
person
message.
doesn't record them.
Well, and what I told Tom was like, yeah, okay, the video expires on Twitch, but there's nothing to stop people from screen capping it. Like, you can do so much anonymously through the internet. Like, you're gonna track down like somebody anonymously, like screen capping a clip of you on a Twitch debate and sharing it on any platform. Like, you're gonna track down some anonymous Twitter user that posted a clip of you and like sue them or something for having like your content on Twitter where you didn't want to be. Like, this is the internet. Whenever you willingly go on any live stream on any platform, even if it doesn't even save at all, like as soon as the live stream ends, it's just gone. Like, there's nothing to stop people from screen recording it and sharing it to wherever they want to. This is the internet, and the internet, once it's on the internet, it's never really gone.
If you use a third-party streamer, what StreamYard, Ecamm, any of those, you use a third party, you're recording the whole show, and not through Twitch or not through YouTube or not through any of those. So the idea that, well, yeah, that I'm just on Twitch this time, I mean, that could easily change.
Yeah,
hair looks good tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Yes,
Tony and I
sir.
got to figure out who's running everything. I'm gonna put.
I
the
know
mouse
we both
down.
get like the
I'm gonna put
same
the mouse
idea
down.
at the same time, and
I'm gonna
we
put the
always
mouse
cancel each
down.
other out.
And so I do think that there's a broader conversation to be had here about
stupid people.
No,
Bam. All right, let's talk about it.
About
I
consent.
caught Kate mid-drink. That was good.
About consent, about what you do when somebody asks you to take something down, about what situations you feel as though it is necessary to take something down. But the way the conversation ended with me and Jane the Message was me like explaining to her in the end, just saying like, hey, look, I'm going to take it down. I don't want you to feel as though I'm arguing with you. Josen kept telling me that I was making excuses for why I was refusing to take it down. And I was like, dude, I sent him screenshots. I'm like, look, I keep telling her I'm going to take it down. But I was like, but as somebody, because she kept saying, as somebody who's new to this business, new to streaming and stuff like that, I just don't feel comfortable with this. And so I said, as somebody who's not new to this, I need you to understand, this is highly unprofessional. This is highly irregular.
Oh, you set her off with that one.
And
that's what broke the camel's back right there.
Whatever.
You told her she needs to understand.
Whatever.
Mansplaining.
Whatever. I was like, so with that said, I said, so with that said, I am, very open to having people on and allowing them to share their ideas. You guys asked to come on, and I granted you that platform. Next time, it will be a hell no. You cannot come on my freaking show. And yes, and she said there will be no next time. I'm blocking you literally everywhere, bruh, and then blocked me on Twitch.
And Tom is now canceled.
Well, Tom, you know what? You probably saved my butt. That FEM panel that I go on, they had been Prime had been kind of insinuating that maybe we might get into the abortion topic eventually, and it's like all of his other panels, it's me being somewhere in the middle and everybody else being super progressive, and so you probably saved my ass from having to deal with it.
Well,
let's be serious. This woman wants to have a platform, right? Like, she wants to talk about autism. She wants to be, essentially famous, right? She wants to be, what do they call those? Influencer, right? She wants to be an influencer on this subject, but then she wants to limit herself to Twitch.
She said that she feels as though Twitch is more progressive and that YouTube has a lot more right-leaning people to where they're going to attack her, harass her, things like that.
It's just silly. That's just silly.
So,
you're limiting your reach.
Limiting
your reach. That's dumb.
Well, not only limiting your reach, but limiting your thought. Like you're only echo chambering at a certain point.
I'm a right-wing person. I can get on my phone and sign on to Twitch. It's not that fucking hard, actually. I don't know if you know this. Yeah, I can actually get on to Twitch.
Is he on the Discord server yet?
In her defense,
yes, I just got it yesterday. I just got it fucking yesterday. So yes,
oh dear, Phil's on Discord now. Everybody run.
Yes.
In her defense,
the platform may never be the same.
It took him a year and a half to join Facebook, so we're getting there.
Sorry, in her defense, my chat was very uncharitable to them. They were. And I kept telling them, guys, y'all got to chill. Calm down. Allow us to have this conversation. And I feel as though she saw this and felt as though I just have a far right-wing chat that is not willing to listen, not willing to explore these ideas, not willing to allow it to seep in. And so, I told her, I said, look, she said, as somebody who's non-conforming looking, as somebody who just doesn't look like a right-winger would expect them to look, I feel as though I could easily get attacked by this. And I said, I was like, look, I promise you, my community is very accepting of trans communities, non-conforming communities, all of these things. And I personally take this as a responsibility to protect anybody who comes onto my show. And I can guarantee you that, if somebody does for some reason harass you or attack you, I would take care of that personally. That shouldn't be on you to have to deal with. And that's when she felt as though I was making excuses, and she heard that as, I'm not going to take these videos down. I will just protect you instead. And that's not what I was saying. I was saying that, just in general, that's the way that I feel about this situation.
If you're going to get in the political arena, you need thick skin.
Yeah. Well, and I struggled with that argument anyway, because she found you because of me. And okay, I look pretty tempered down right now, but 2020 was the year I started streaming with Tom. My hair's been every color of the freaking rainbow.
She said it, drink.
Here. My hair was short. cut in a very similar style to hers. Like if she was worried about like her appearance being an issue, like I don't buy that argument because she found your channel through me and we have very, very similar looks.
Again, I don't think that her issue was my community specifically. I think her issue is YouTube in general. She feels is very right-leaning, and she's not wrong. She's not. Like you look at the biggest channels on YouTube, it's Ben Shapiro, it's
Steven Crowder.
It's Dave Rubin, who's Tim
Phil
Pool.
KOE.
Yes, they have it is right-leaning.
Wait, Tim Pool's not a righty.
And then you go to Twitch and
I
you
was going
look
to say that. Is Tim Pool
Not
and
really.
Dave Rubin are righties? Really?
Yes, they are righties. But yes, and then if we,
Right of you,
hold on,
maybe.
hold on. Well, let me make
Yeah.
let me make my point.
They're not a quadruple commie.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
yeah,
then you,
Tim
then you
Pool might
go
be to the
over-
right of you, but Jesus, no,
Then
he's
you
not
go
a
over-
righty.
you go to Twitch, and the biggest content creators are Hassan, their Destiny,
Hassan's
They're-
so bad.
the Surfs. Like they are all left-leaning people that and that like it is true. Twitch is a much farther left-leaning
Oh, yeah,
platform,
for
and
sure it is.
YouTube is a much farther right-leaning platform. That's just the way it is, and she's not wrong in that aspect. I just feel as though my community specifically, the whole idea is to challenge your thoughts, challenge your beliefs, challenge the way you think about things. So I feel as though we approach these things a little bit differently than the way her preconceived notions would say that we do, just because we're on YouTube, or even Facebook is even farther right than YouTube is. So I just feel as though like she's got a lot of preconceived notions about these things, and I wanted to just kind of like, give her ease to be able to come back at another point. But
Tom, the way I see it, it's almost like beta testing, right? Is whether it's a game or software or whatever it is, you're sitting there and you're trying to poke holes in everything until it falls apart and you know how to fix it, or you throw it away and start over. And that's kind of how some of our shows have been, whether it be on your show, my show, or other ones that anybody happens to go on. Sometimes we're beta testing people with ideas, and when it doesn't hold water anymore, they have to be kind of thrown aside and you start over. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a little separation. If it ends the way it did, that's a little unfortunate, of course, but if there's unprofessionalism at the end of the day, you don't want it. That's what the beta testing of conversation and ideas is for.
I guess I enjoy making connections with other streamers. I enjoy making connections with other content creators. I enjoy the networking aspect of all of this. I enjoy having them on my show. I want to go on their shows. Like I enjoy that part of it. And so I truly, like, even though the entire time I felt she was still being very aggressive and very childish, I still did my best to make sure that we were still cordial, that I was still leaving that door open. And then in the end, like, I was just so sick of it that's when I was like, look, the next time you ask to come on my show, the answer is going to be hell no, and just left it at that.
You just can't be reasonable with unreasonable people, and you can't be logical with illogical people. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it's nice that you tried.
Yeah.
It is. And honestly, I'm about 90 episodes into my podcast. I've never asked or got given a waiver. I've been on multiple shows. The waiver thing is just ridiculous. You're going to be on whatever platform they decide. So, it's part of getting on shows and trying to widen your reach. So it's absolutely silliness. And, after 90 episodes, and I just, that person's just completely unreasonable. Completely.
And speaking of which, check out Dad's Worldwide.
Please.
Yes.
But if I meant to say,
Yes.
Tom, if someone asked me to take something down, I absolutely would. So I'm with you. I mean, it's just to not do it is unreasonable. But
I want people to feel comfortable in the future. I want anybody else who might come
back. Yeah.
Yes, and not even just them. I don't want word of mouth to get out. That's where if somebody says, "Hey, I didn't want this up," and he refused to take it down. Like, I want to make sure that I am a good host to anybody who chooses.
Triple commie left up my video. I told him to take it down.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Has your stance on cancel culture changed at all yet?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't exactly.
I was about to say, Tom. I mean, by your own Facebook post, you said that cancel culture is an expansion of free speech. Tom, don't you feel your free speech expanding by the very moment? I mean, sorry, I've been holding that one for a while.
I'm biting him in the ass right now.
Yeah, Tom, I didn't get that waiver signed. I'm gonna get that back.
No, I don't feel.
Tom's like, son of a biscuit.
I don't think this is part of cancel culture. I think this is a lot closer to deplatforming than it is cancel culture, and I do think that the two are separated. Yeah, definitely, for sure. So normally deplatforming has.
Oh God! Don't get him started.
Normally, deplatforming has.
We don't have another hour on this topic.
I can do it in 10 seconds. Deplatforming has to do with like Facebook or YouTube or the platform choosing to take you down, whereas cancel culture is a group of people choosing to make such a ruckus about you to where you end up losing your spot in society.
And the internet is a series of tubes.
Yeah.
I've often contended that that's a distinction without a differn that's been my contention for it.
Cancel culture.
The one leads to the other, so there are aspects and elements of the others. So the Venn diagram between the two is a lot closer than.
Yeah, I think that you can get canceled and deplatformed, but you can get canceled without being deplatformed. Like somebody like Blair White is getting canceled right now as we speak, and she's not. She's not.
What's she do now?
She had it was about a month ago. It's just getting worse, but she had something where she said that a trans woman was competing in women's events, which she wasn't. She was still competing.
She outright lied in that video, and she deserves all the hate that she's getting because she was such a dumbass.
She really was. She didn't do her research. She really screwed up that one, and she just
wasn't even like that. She didn't do her research. She intentionally misled her audience to believe that Janae was competing in women's sports. Like she capped a screenshot of Janae's Instagram post and intentionally like cropped out the section of the caption where she talked about how she wasn't ever going to compete against biological women. Like she intentionally misled her audience, and Janae got weeks and weeks and weeks worth of death threats and horrible hateful messages sent to her and her family because of what Blair did.
Yeah, it was bad.
Probably should have got a waiver to use her screenshot.
Oh,
yeah,
brother.
definitely.
But that's the thing. So like, consider this. This is the way I thought about it. And this is the way I explained it to most people who said like, well, no, if you do have their face on there, don't you have to like get their permission? I said, look, if I'm walking down the street and I tell somebody, I said, hey, come stand here and do an interview with me real quick. As long as they understand that I'm recording, that's it. Like, that's all I need. They understand that it is recording, that the tape that's in the camera is my property. And that's the end of it. 2, we see lawsuits all the time about things like fair use, right? And the fair use laws are normally when somebody like, who's the famous girl that everybody hates on Twitch? I can't remember her. Pokimane. When Pokimane gets upset about her content being on somebody else's channel, she always tries to use fair use laws. She doesn't say, that's my face, that's my likeness, I did not give them permission, therefore they have to take it down. Because because it never gets taken down. She always tries to sue them within the fair use laws, and it never works. She loses every single time. If it was that simple, that's just what everybody would do. They'd just be like, oh, that's my face, so therefore they have to take it down. But nobody ever does that because it's not a thing.
She hands out waivers. All right, wrap up.
Welcome to the Dog and Waiver Show.
Yeah, the Dog and Waiver Show. Any other wrap this one up, and we got to get the death pool, and then we got to start talking about the year that was.
Yes.
Well, Tom, I've decided that I don't want to be on your YouTube channel anymore. So I request that any video that you have on your channel with me in it has to now be taken down.
Damn.
I never invited your butt on anyways. You just show up every freaking time. I didn't want you on my freaking channel.
Meanwhile, Tom lost half of his content.
Yeah, it looks like every video.
It's funny because those of you who use TikTok and you know how that whole shit works, there's the option to duet with a video if they allow it, which is literally just a click of a button. If you post a video and you click the allow duet,
yes,
you are allowed to take that video side by side with one of your own and react to it, or duet with it. And I did that earlier, just fucking around, and I got more likes and subscribes than I've ever gotten in like the year I've had the stupid app. But it's just that simple. Just a click of a button is that consent.
That's the thing. That's one of the things that I chose not to mention to her. Is I was gonna say, like, other channels clip some of my stuff and put it on their channels as well. Sometimes like we stream to other platforms. Like your stuff literally within the couple of days that it's been up could be all over YouTube by now. And like half the time I don't know if people clip my stuff and like argue against it or something like that. I just don't find it. I never see it. So like it could be literally everywhere. I didn't tell her that, but I know of other platforms where this stuff is just out there.
She'll find out the hard way.
So yeah, she won't find out because she's blocked me literally everywhere.
She'll find out from somebody. You think you're going to be the last one that she has this type of interaction with? If she's just getting started in this foray into trying to become a spokesperson for something and doing it online and doing it on a visual platform, regardless of whether it's forever on YouTube or it dissipates on another platform, it doesn't matter. This is going to be part of her career into that, because it's not just going to suddenly click. I'm guessing that this is going to be how she operates from here on forward, and I doubt that's going to change anytime in the future.
Yep.
All right. So anything else on that? No. All right. Let's go on to
Like, share, subscribe.
Plug her OnlyFans.
Like, share, subscribe. If you are easily offended, you probably don't want to pay too much attention to this, but we do have an annual death pool. Last year we had, I believe, 10 entries into it, so looking to get more, obviously, this year. Well, we have the runner-up right below me on the screen. Lynn came in with 25 points. I don't know if you can hear us. Yeah,
I had some good picks, Emmett.
He did.
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah.
So Lynn had a nice run towards the end of the year. Let's see. So I could tell the time of year we were making these picks just by some of the names on there, because Lynn had Artie Lang. So that must have been right after Artie Lang was on JRE.
Yeah.
He was talking about how he's clean and he's about to probably fall off the wagon and die again.
Missing half a nose.
Yeah. Oh, that was rough to look at. I'm like, holy shit. I hadn't seen Artie in forever. He looked real.
Yeah. But Artie Lang did not pass away.
No.
But Lynn did get Kirk Douglas, which was like everybody's number one pick for the last like 10 years. Of course, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, which most of us had on our list. And Lynn had Alex Trebek with the full 10 points, which put him at 24.
Wow.
Which was a killer pick there. No pun intended.
Wow. That one blew me away. I never would have guessed Alex Trebek. I thought that dude was going to live forever.
That's Betty White.
Pancreatic cancer.
Yep. That was a rough one. Tony, I think, came in near.
I had White on the list too.
Yeah, I didn't do good at all. I think my only hit was Ruth Bader Ginsburg,
and you had her at 10, so you got 10 points. Otherwise, you had Betty White, Bobby Bowden, Bernie Sanders. Seriously, Bernie Sanders? He's a spry old man.
Okay.
Ric Flair, that one I could have seen. Lee Corso, Queen Elizabeth, Bill Cosby. I think I had Bill Cosby online.
Bill Cosby, we talked about this the other night, Phil. Bill Cosby did not die his first, few months in prison. He will live to be 200 now.
Yep, pretty much.
Maybe. But Chicken, read my list. Read my list. It's
yours was pretty funny. So Prince Philip of Denmark and Greece was number 10. RBG was number 9. David Rockefeller, number 8. Epstein Selgaard, number 1 was number 7. Epstein Selgaard, number 2 was number 6. Queen Elizabeth, Epstein's girlfriend, groomer / fixer, was number 4. Jimmy Carter, Tekashi 6ix9ine, and then Phil writes it pains me, but Masaki Hatsumi, Grandmaster of Tagakure Daitu Ryu Jiu-Jitsu. And then tiebreakers was Keith Richards and Bernie.
He's a grandmaster of a Japanese martial art I used to study in my late teens. But yeah, it pained me, so I threw him on there because he's getting like all the years old. So I figured I might have a good chance there, but God knows he might outlive me. So, but yeah, that was, I figured like, all right, the other people that could die, Epstein Selgaard 1, Epstein Selgaard 2, Epstein's girlfriend / fixer, and I think I might put them all 3 back on the list next year. I haven't decided yet.
Gotcha. So I ended up winning my own death pool this year, which was
fantastic.
Hey, love it.
Congratulations.
That'll piss everybody off.
Conspiracy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Mute
Gate.
Gate. Sorry, Mute Gate. There we go. That's better.
Pool Gate.
No. Oh wow, it got quiet in here. That's nice.
Why did we mute Phil? Oh, weird.
Yes, Mute Gate returns. So I had Kirk Douglas. I missed Jimmy Carter, but I got RBG. So I had number 10, number 8. I got Wilford Brimley at number 6. And then the one that put me over was Olivia de Havilland. She was a really old British actress. She passed away in July, I believe. So that put me at 28 points, edging out my brother Lynn for our first ever death pool. I think my niece came in 3rd with 22 points. So way to go, Tate.
Well done. When are we? What's the cutoff date for this year's?
So this year, January 25th will be the cutoff date. So entries must be put into our Discord server. So posting the link to that in the chat right now. And the instructions, the rules, the points, and all that stuff are all listed there. I already got a couple of submissions in there. So yeah, if you wish to participate in this year's, you can track it and follow it on our Discord. And yeah, should be a fun time. It's a little gloomy, especially with COVID going on. And Lynn, you wanted extra points if you guess somebody dies from COVID. Like everybody dies from COVID. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was going to say that doesn't count. Like, how does that count?
That's the thing. If you call it as COVID, you should get the points if they call it as COVID afterwards. But
they're all going to be
one regret. I already posted mine yesterday, and I did put Rush Limbaugh on there because I forgot. Rush Limbaugh ain't gonna survive 2021.
We'll see.
But it's not on my list, and I apologize to everybody.
I will say this though. I appeal.
I'm sorry, you're a hero.
I know it's terrible. I mean, now granted, the fact that we're all here streaming and doing our own podcasts and stuff, we are all kind of part of Rush Limbaugh's legacy. He was the guy that decided I'm going to go out and build my own audience on my own platform. He was the guy that got that whole ball rolling. So, like it or not, lefty, righty, wherever you sit, we're all part of his legacy now. But I will say, I did think, and I think Chicken even agreed to this, that if Ghislaine, when I found out Ghislaine Maxwell was going to the same jail that Epstein died in, I was like, okay. If she dies in the same cell, I get an extra point. And if she dies of the same fucking way, I get 2 extra points. Okay? And like, yeah, when I saw her going into the same jail, I was like, fuck, no way. No, they're not going to try and pull that shit.
Suicide by stabbing.
Yeah. He fell down an elevator shaft into some bullets. It was a suicide.
Jesus.
All right.
So look forward to seeing everybody's picks on there. We got till January 15th to get those entered, folks. If somebody from off the show wins, we'll do something special for you. If it's somebody who's on the show normally, one of one of the faces you see on the screen most weeks, then I don't know. Depends on how cool they are. I might send them something, but yeah, if you're just a listener and you win, I'll make it worthwhile if you play.
There should be a belt.
We should get a belt.
Yeah.
I keep talking about this. We get a belt, Tony. Where's
Deadpool belt?
Tony, where's my belt?
It's got to have a big old skull in the middle,
Right
don't
there.
it? Like, come on.
Right there. I haven't had a lot of
celebrity
time
death match
this week, so you'll get the belt. Calm yourself. It'll get to you, and then it'll come right back to me in end of January.
So those who don't know, Tony and Phil have Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship, and they review pro wrestling, make predictions, and Phil had to step aside, so I filled in, and I ran a perfect score and stole the belt for the second time this year, and I can't wait for it to be back here at my house.
Yeah.
See, what's going to happen is you guys are going to
I
get
had
a belt
I had a family Christmas I had to make it to. Okay.
Sorry, what was Tom saying?
So what's going to happen is you guys are going to get a belt for the death pool, and then I'm going to win it, and then I'm going to get canceled, and you guys will never see me again, and I'll just have the belt for the rest of my life.
Right? And actually, that's the one thing I've always worried about, though. We've talked about doing a belt and like having some kind of fun, competition, but I know some asshat that I send it to won't send it back after they lose it. Like, and you'll be like, and then all of a sudden they'll quit watching. I lose a viewer on top of it. I wasted $100 on this stupid fucking belt, and some asshole.
Did you have him signed a waiver for the belt?
Yeah.
Right.
See.
Nope.
I'll have to send it with like pre-packaged or prepaid for packaging and shit. It'd be stupid.
Bernie's got some more drinking words for us in the chat.
Yeah, Bernie's got a lot going on down in the comments.
Jeez.
Real
It is
quick,
not a conspiracy.
real quick, I wanted to just mention any college football fans. Alabama did beat Notre Dame earlier today. They're moving forward, and right now, 8 minutes left of the third quarter. Ohio State is actually on top of Clemson 35-21. And there was a comment up here I wanted to address if he's still watching. Eric Betker, just let me know and I'll join to offer my 2 cents. This has been going on
Anytime,
for about
brother.
a year and a half. And he's been kind
He
of
must have a little liquid courage going on right now, because this is the first time he's taken us up on the offer.
Yeah, so if he's ready to finally come have that well, I'd call it a debate, but it's going to be more just a beat down of epic proportions. Go ahead. Come on, Eric. We're ready for you to come and explain how your nostalgia feels are so much more important than actual money and staying in a sustainable conference like the Big Ten. We should definitely go back to the Big 12 and suck off of Texas's teeth like all the other 9 teams.
God.
But yeah, by all means, come on the show and I'll handle it.
All right. Let's
or you could go to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast and see some real entertainment, folks.
That's true.
I mean, who needs football when you got the RWP? Come on, so
Year round, just saying.
and
right.
smash that like,
smash
smash that like button. Do it.
So let's get on. This is probably one of the better topics for tonight, and I'm really curious, especially with this many people on here. This could be really fun. I'm curious. We're going to do kind of 2 pieces to this specific one. Over the last year, we're going to talk about the worst person in whatever way, shape, or form, probably a public figure, of course, and the best person and why, and throw them together. So pairing 2 people together, why they're the best and why they're the worst. Maybe it's the same person. Maybe it's a pair of people for each, or however. So, I guess who wants to start and kick this bad boy off? Tom, you go ahead and kick it off, and then we'll start rolling around the horn here. I'll let Tom finish chewing real fast. His mouth is all. I don't like to hear him chew. That one time, Tom did a whole show, and he's like,
I didn't know.
and the whole time I'm like, Tom, I can't watch this. I'm driving to work in my car, and my speakers are just going.
Testing out for Pornhub doing the ASMR, I guess.
I was messaging Kay afterwards too. I'm like, damn it, Kay, why didn't you tell me that I'm freaking smacking in the mic the whole time?
Okay, sorry.
I don't hear it.
Fault.
I don't
Beth?
hear it. I have 2 toddlers. The smacking is just like in the back of my brain all the time.
That's fair.
All right, so
best and worst people of 2020. Drink. I said it.
No, the worst I have to say is, dang it, dude, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name now. Chavez, the guy who put his knee into
Chauvin.
Chauvin, yeah,
Derek
Chauvin.
Chauvin.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I will have him as my worst. And then my best is the guy who the black dude who smacked the other dude with the twisted iced tea.
And that's another word. Drink.
Drink.
Oh. Kay, you got your best and worst?
Honestly, I am like, I think 2020 has made me like an eternal pessimist.
Drink.
I don't I don't think I have a best person. Like, I have lost so much faith in humanity over this last year. I've like literally, being a pro-life activist, I thought that I had seen like the worst that humanity had to offer, like overall, honestly. 2020 took it to a whole new level. I think that everybody has like reached a new level of low overall this year.
Wait until I tell you what my ex-girlfriend did. My goodness.
Oh boy.
We don't have another hour.
We're gonna have to open that can of worms.
We don't have an
My
hour
worst
for that.
person.
That's a whole nother
will
show.
always
Yeah.
and forever.
That's a whole
no
other
matter
show.
what, Hitler could come back. My worst person ever is going to forever be Candace Owens.
Oh, yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like that lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All
fair.
right.
Her take on the
Well-
George Floyd situation was just rough, dude.
Her
That
take
was-
on everything is just rough. Like, my God,
It's
can
meant
somebody
to
make
piss
her
you
stop
off.
talking?
Yes. Lynn, who do you
All
got
right.
for best and worst of the last year?
All right, we'll start with worst first. They were kind of. It started off at the beginning of the year with Carol fucking Baskins, but
Oh, yeah, I
and then it
forgot
ended
about
up
her.
being the white dude who got smacked in the face at the end of the video. So there was a lot of bad people of the year. I won't mention the name of the year. Best people. I want to go with Elon. He shares some of the most best memes on the Twitter, and yeah, does really cool shit with rockets. So kind of one of the best people of the year.
So worst
But,
person was the dude that got
Yeah,
hit with the
there's
iced tea.
they're the bad people though. There's a whole host of those, and not really a lot of good game.
Fair enough. So trying to
Yeah, shouldn't say that kind of shit in public.
yeah, you shouldn't be
Not
saying
unless
that
you
shit
want to
in
get
public.
smacked in the face with it.
Yeah,
That had to hurt.
That guy had it coming.
That had to hurt.
Oh God!
It's
Did
cool.
you see
It's
that?
all good.
Somebody like remade like a music video. I can't remember. It was, I don't know if it was Phil Collins in the air tonight. The boom, 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 like somebody took the twisted tea can and like smack the guy in the face to the beat of the song. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
Anyways,
TikTok's
yeah,
full
we
of
said
that right
twisted
now.
tea like 8 fucking times.
Yeah.
Oh. It's almost Scotch time.
Brennan, who you got?
Oh, Lord.
Oh man, this is really hard. There's
That's
so
what
many.
he said.
Thanks.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the best, Tony G, for that comment right there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't count. It's 2021.
Damn
I should be
it!
a front runner for this year.
Ah.
not last year.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. Okay, let's see here. She's almost like the best and worst. Harris, the incoming
Oh.
VP, right? She's the worst because she's just a horrifically awful person.
But those facial expressions.
Oh God, that's the worst.
And
That was
the laughing, like with the uncomfortable laughing when she's interviewed and she doesn't know how to answer. Yeah, it's a debate. It's She's horrific. She's horrific. And a completely awful human being. Anyone that would actually, hold evidence, someone that's on death row that would actually exonerate them, you are a piece of human garbage. And she didn't do it this year, but it's the first I've learned of it. So she's horrifically awful. In a way, she's pretty awesome because in the debate she basically called Joe Biden a racist. So I thought that was pretty good, but she's not the best. I'm going with
he's racist.
It's a debate. And then Phil KOE for coming on my show and making it entertaining.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, brown nose.
That's fair.
Yes. Hey, nah, that's just objective truth there. Just objective truth. Well, may I, Tony? Chicken?
Yeah, go ahead. Phil, what do you got?
All right. I've got my KFAB and then my for shoots answer. First, my KFAB answer. The worst person of the year would have to be, beyond a shadow of a doubt, tomfoolery for speeding up my beautiful rendition of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, that earned you the title of triple commie and quadruple Marxist. So that makes you easily the worst person of the year. The greatest person of the year, clearly, Phil KOE, for delivering that beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. But yes, I'm sorry. That's 2 nominations, folks, for Phil's greatest person of the year. That's quite something. But all right, let me shake that out a little bit.
Okay, so how about
now that the levity's gone? For reals, the worst person of the year, the objectively worst person of the year, in at least these United States, is Nancy Pelosi. Objectively, measurably. Yep. Somebody that purposely held up the aid that was supposed to get signed through 9 months ago just to damage the incumbent president. That's worse than anything that Trump has even been accused of. Even if you're taking it all as granted, that's not willfully and knowingly starving tens of millions of people for political gain. So that's why, Nancy Pelosi, congratulations, you have earned the worst fucking person in existence award for 2020. It's well earned. Now, yep. The best person of the year for the last year, I'm going to give it's kind of a cop-out, but not really, the scientific team that discovered the radio signals from Proxima Centauri about a week and a half ago. If all of that turns out to be legitimate, that is the most astounding and important scientific discovery in all human history. So they win my best people of the year.
Not the black woman who made the COVID vaccine.
Oh Jesus!
What?
Oh,
you guys don't appreciate black women.
That was Tony's nominee. You stole.
We're not done with this yet, all right, Tom?
Yeah. Damn it! Wow.
Keep your wokeness down there on the bottom right, all right?
All right, it's all you. You triple.
All right. So
I'm watching you.
All right. So I actually asked my wife before we came on. I'm like, well, who would you pick? Just out of curiosity. I actually liked her answer, and I'm going to go with that. The best person of the year is probably going to be all the people that actually had to go out on the front line during the height of the pandemic. In the healthcare business, your nursing homes, your emergency rooms, your hospitals, so on and so forth. The people that didn't get breaks, the people who were the absolute epitome of essential workers, and just the people that, even when we didn't know enough about it to really justify sending people out in the world, the people that did that, and also not just them, but the people like at the different distilleries across the nation who helped make hand sanitizer. A lot of people did pitch in. I know we focused a lot on all the bad stuff and all the awful stuff, and it was hard not to. But there were a lot of people really truly being good human beings throughout this whole thing, and I think that does deserve a mention.
True.
Okay.
True.
Who's your worst?
Well, that's why I didn't want Phil to go first, because I was gonna pick oh god, what's her name? Oh yeah, there.
Hey,
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi.
That's my girl.
Yeah, but Tom, I think I've been persuaded. Oh my god.
I'm so disturbed right now.
We'll get to Triple Commie excited.
So now, actually, I think now the worst person of the year, it's a toss-up between Tom and probably Amanda for the whole black lady vaccine accusations that he threw at us.
You guys are double bigots where you don't like black people and women. So,
yeah.
Double.
I got called a double bigot by a triple commie.
Nice try.
Starting the year off right.
You triple commie. And a quadruple Marxist just for good measure.
I told you we were going far left today, guys. You didn't.
Yeah. They didn't think it's going to go that far left.
What do you mean, we people?
So Chicken, who you got for the bestest and the worstest?
So for the worst, I'm gonna go. This one's gonna be more personal and just I don't know. I've been through the whole year. I've been watching all this shit on the news. I've been like absorbed with all this shit. And there's two people that come to mind. I mean, there's a bunch that come to mind, really. Some honorable mentions, I guess, would be pretty much any host on CNN and MSNBC. Your Rachel Maddow's, your Don Lemons. Like, they're honorable mentions for being terrible people of the year. But I'm gonna go with a pair of brothers that have just utterly been awful all year. We're going with the Cuomo brothers. It's just been hypocrisy and grossness at its highest level in abuse of power that you've seen on the likes of Nancy Pelosi. It takes two guys to do Nancy's job. So, I guess, they're not that great, I guess. It takes two of them to do a woman's job. So, yeah.
Sexist.
I was actually like praising women there. Nancy's that good. It takes two guys to do her job. She's pretty goddamn good. So I'm on your side.
That bitch had the nerve to fucking show us her freezer full of Ben and Jerry's. Like, come on, give me a fucking break.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, there's people still in trucks and trailers and freezers in New York without.
That's just one freezer.
Yeah. Yeah, she's only got the $24,000 freezer. Cuomo has 53-foot long freezers full of dead bodies from COVID that they have yet to do anything with. So
she didn't even show you guys the freezer where we keep the good stuff.
Oh, for
God. Anyway, best person of the year.
Swear to God, I'm going to come through this screen and punch you in the face.
I'm taking it back. Tom is the worst person of 2020. Down. I'm sorry, you've blown
I'd like to change mine. I'd like to change mine.
Unanimous vote, changing the Tom.
Lynn, do you want to change
Yep.
I gotta go bleach my brain.
Fuck it.
Yeah. All right. We unanimously all voted Tom.
You beat Carol fucking Baskin.
I'm not saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tom
Even
killed her
Tommy
husband.
was better than Tom.
Oh, Tom killed her husband? Oh,
Tom,
shit.
you shouldn't have sped up my rendition of the national anthem. That's what caused.
Nobody cares about that, Phil.
Anyway,
everyone cares about that.
Anyway, best person of the year. This might be controversial, and I'm going to try to do a normie stance the best I can, because you either love or hate both of these. There's yep. Why you switch to yourself, Tony? When I say normie, why would you switch screens to yourself? I wonder.
Normie alert.
I think the best person of the year deserves. I don't know. There's ways to look at both of them. I guess. Well, I'll put them together. It's Trump and Biden, and it's not because of who they are as people, policy, or accomplishments, but the capturing of the imagination of the American people into, if we believe what we believe in the voting, it's great. that the battling of ideas between the two groups of people, even though the discourse was bad, even though there was violence, even though there was like, there's all this shit that happened this year. But the amount of people that got involved in politics, like Phil and I have argued this since high school. Why aren't more people giving a shit about politics? These are the people that run your fucking life without you even knowing, and you just subjugate yourself to their rule, and you don't know anything about them. And now this year, because of Biden and Trump, maybe not necessarily so much because of Biden, but I'm going to give him the credit because he got the ticket. But more people cared about politics this year than any other year before. And it's one of the most important things in this country right now if you want to keep this country going. So I'm going to give the best person of the year. It's a split between Biden and Trump. As painful as that is for me to say, that's what I'm going to go with.
All right.
Especially
Watch
the
me
dead
with
people
hate.
that came out.
God.
I really want to thank those people.
Two normies and your normie answers.
I'm just glad to be among
Lord,
like-minded people who agree that there's more than one answer to every question. There's more than one decisive stance. It's so nice to have my sentiment be shared by so many. So heartwarming and fulfilling that not everybody's as stupidly hard right like Phil or secretly hard left like Tom.
Where'd Tom go?
Oh,
Beating them one sniff at a time.
I was hoping we'd get the good Tom background again.
That was great.
Okay, so next one would be your favorite news story of the year, whether it be funny or gross or awesome, good or bad, whatever it was. Greatest news story of the year. I will kick it off. It hasn't really become too much of a news story. I'll save that for 2021, I guess. But the UFO like videos just dropped and nobody gave a shit. What the fuck? Like, that's how distracted we are in politics this year. Nobody gave a shit. Like the fucking the Tic Tac video, the fucking Commander Fravor goes on Joe Rogan and several other podcasts and describes all this shit. A whole bunch of people fucking back him up on it. And there's all this video evidence, all these firsthand accounts of and then Israel fucking guy comes out and says, there's a galactic empire and they think we're fucking stupid and gonna kill everybody, so they don't want us to, be a part of anything. We're like, oh my god, that's what we've been saying for years. So all of the alien conspiracy theorists and people that got labeled in with fucking Alex Jones for 20 years, like, we got vindicated this year. Hurrah, aliens are fucking real. Fuck you. Can't. That's it. It's over. Pentagon has 180 days to release the rest of the UFO files to the intelligence agencies because of the last COVID bill. Because of a COVID bill, they got a timestamp of 180 days to release the rest of the UFO information to intelligence communities. I'm like, what? Like, is this happening? Is this for real? Like, yeah, fucking aliens are here, bitches. Get ready. You thought 2020 was bad? Drink. It's gonna fucking get crazy, man. I'm excited.
The Jews can't vindicate anybody.
What?
What?
The Jews can't vindicate anybody.
Oh, you fucking commie.
Oh my god.
I thought we all knew it.
Anyways, I want to piggyback off of what Chicken was saying there about the aliens. My news story of the year is obviously the radio signal from Proxima Centauri. That's going to be the thing I'm going to be nerding out on for the next 3 months, just studying every little thing I can about it. But kind of piggybacking on what you were saying about with the disclosures, I remember I sent this picture or this news story to everybody about, hey, man, guess what? Turns out aliens are real. And then within like 30 minutes, all of us in our little side Facebook Messenger chat are like, nah, fuck that. I ain't getting the vaccine. Dude, Ardbeg Scotch is only $49 where you're at. We got so quickly back to our terrestrial concerns so quick that within 45 minutes, it was just like another useless piece of trivia. Like I was kind of amazed with how quickly the most mind-shattering
Phil in the chat was like, are you guys...
Right.
Phil in the chat literally went, are you guys just gonna fucking gloss over what I just posted? Like,
yep.
Like, we're getting a radio signal from another fucking galaxy. Come on, guys, what the fuck? And I was like, but dude, that is a good deal on Scotch. Like,
Fair.
Can't deny that either.
He was so mad.
He was. It was funny.
Damn it. Yeah, I was like, come on.
If the viewers like,
damn it. Like,
if any of the, especially the lower loyal viewers, fucking could watch the chats that go through. I know Brendan has to mute him half the time. I do sometimes. Yeah. I know Tom probably does most of the time.
I have to actually work.
Yeah, I know, right? Isn't it so frustrating? You're at work and your phone's just going ding, 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 ding. Yeah, sorry. But it's today it was a $600 TV.
Well, there's people that are wrong on the internet, and I need to correct them. I'm sorry. And really, it was Tony that got me into Facebook and onto Messenger. So really, this is more Tony's fault. Really, it's all on him, actually.
So, Tony, what was the best story of 2020 drink?
Honestly, I think this one I struggled with. There was so much negative that it's hard to just pinpoint like a positive. Wasn't there going in line with the aliens thing? What was the deal with water on the moon? NASA said that it was actually more likely that we had some microbody.
Oh, no, they discovered water on the moon. It's real.
There was that's fairly fucking huge as well. I mean, Jesus, that we can actually get to the moon, like.
They also discovered microbe actual life on Mars, but nobody heard about that either. So
like we're obviously we're fucked. Like Earth, we're just circling the drain right now. But hey, there's chance for something else out there if we can get off this shit hole. So hey, I mean that's a positive, right?
Yeah, that is.
Let's take it.
And Phil stepped aside apparently. Kay, what's your favorite story of the year?
My favorite news story of the year is actually two. They dropped within like days of each other right after the election happened, and everybody was pretty sure that Biden had it in the bag. Like it wasn't even like majorly covered. Only like right-wing conservative outlets covered it, but right after they had determined that he had basically secured the election, people discovered that like his big move to pull in progressives were legalizing marijuana and Medicare for all. And right after he won the election, both of those disappeared within days of each other. Like his like plan for like after he became president, like he had that whole layout. Legalizing marijuana or decriminalizing marijuana, removing it from the classified federal drugs, disappeared from his plan. Like they just ixnayed it. And then he came out as not being pro Medicare for all too. And it's just like, okay, like, can we make a drinking game out of like, can we post an L in the chat for how many times progressives are just going to like flip their shit during the next 4 years?
Yep.
I wasn't surprised by it. He was a Republican type Democrat all along. So,
and we told them that. Like,
actually, Tom,
they're like, "Oh, just settle for Biden. Like, just settle for Biden. We just have to get Trump out. Like, settle for Biden." It's like he's the same fucking person, you fucking morons.
He's the establishment version.
I said that on the debate with Brendan that you are not going to get your Medicare for all under Biden. You will not get it under Biden. Another 4 years of Trump would have swung the pendulum farther to the left. But under Biden, you're just going to get ho-hum, more business as use you well. So you ain't going to get
I don't have it ready for the show. I don't have it ready for the show, but I got this fucking eerie clip, and I'm not kidding you. This is back in March, pre-COVID. This is like a week before COVID. Me and Phil first started going live. Like, we had never done live. We'd always pre-recorded all of our episodes. And Phil and I were covering the Democratic debates and like shitting on them and having some fun. And Phil, like, it was creepy to watch it. And like the hair on my arms like stood up, and he goes, well, they'll take Joe Biden because he's got the Obama rub and the name recognition. They'll use Pete Buttigieg's tech monopoly and ability to get those folks on board. And then you'll get the California little push there from Kamala Harris, and that's how they take down Trump. And I was like, holy fuck, that just happened. This is like, Phil called it in March. Way to go, Phil. Cheers, sir.
I promise to use my powers for good, not evil. Don't worry, folks.
You're a lying sack of shit. You will not.
Fucking political Nostradamus up in this bitch.
That was crazy.
So that's
I'm gonna start posting some of those. Like, I'm gonna start posting those the predictions we got right and the predictions we got wrong. I'm gonna start posting those on YouTube because there was a bunch we got right and there was some that we got horribly wrong. Like, I'm just like, oh God, I can't believe we said that. But anyway, let's go to Brendan. Brendan, what's your favorite story of the year?
First of all, I just want to say, Phil, Eagle Rare, fantastic bourbon.
Eagle Rare, nice.
marble stuff.
I think my favorite is the fact that the feds decided to try to legalize marijuana. I'm not a smoker. I really don't care for it, but it's really not their job. So I'm glad they're getting out of it. They're not going to have a choice because the states are legalizing it. So
yeah,
as they
eventually.
Here you go.
So about effing time.
About effing time. Lynn, what was your favorite this year?
Okay, we're gonna have to rewind way to the great month of January. We all thought we were all gonna die in a nuclear holocaust right at the beginning of the year. And what was the other problem that we had going on? January was threat of nuclear holocaust. COVID was kind of, nobody really cared because it was in China at the same time. But then there was this huge wave of fucking drone activity throughout Colorado and Nebraska, and everybody was fucking talking about it. And that was like the biggest news story of ever. And all these drones, nobody knows why, but they had videos of it. They were showing up in people's yards. Everybody had Facebook citing posts and shit, and then they created their own little public pages. I'm still part of one, and I get a post every now and then. They're like, "Hey, I saw some drones above Norfolk." I'm like, yeah, they're done with that shit, man. You're just seeing something, fucking some blinky lights from a fucking radio tower or something when you're driving by. But either way, the drone gate. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, it's like they were testing some shit. Nobody really explained it. Law enforcement was involved, and then they just stopped talking about it, and then COVID showed up, and the drones went away.
A really interesting story because, it was between Colorado, North Kansas, most of Nebraska, and it spanned this huge empty area. But supposedly there was nuclear testing or some kind of shit that was missing from Colorado, and then all of a sudden all these drones started showing up over all these fucking ranchers' fucking fields and shit, and it was everybody was all paranoid, dude, somebody fucking steal some nukes and hide them out in the middle of Nebraska? What the fuck's going on? There were so many conspiracies with it. It was crazy.
They don't want to admit that they lost a uranium tip.
Right. Yeah.
Isn't South Park in Colorado?
Broken Arrow.
You guys have seen the episode where
Yep.
It's
it played out in real life though.
Yeah.
Hey, Chicken, why don't you play that clip?
I'm not enthused about this anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to get taken down again. Jesus. I've learned in 2020. Drink. Yeah, I'm tired. Okay, I'll be happy. We have had one copyright warning in January, and that was for our Pornhub review episode. Because apparently cartoons can't be sexual. So
that was amazing.
I thought henshu was fine, but then tentacle porn in fucking animation was not but you can show henshu. Or hentai, however you want to pronounce it. You can show that, and you can't.
Favorite news story this year. Yeah. So, what was your favorite news story this
Phil,
year?
your prude ass isn't going to be on the
him. Someone mute him, Tony.
Yeah.
Me, Tom.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, I will actually like you guys to guess. It's been a bit of an obsession of mine over the last 3 or 4 months.
Oh my God, Tom. Oh my God.
Destiny.
Swear to God.
Pelosi.
Something to do with Destiny.
No, it's not. It's not Nancy Pelosi. I'm sorry.
If you say fucking Kyle Rittenhouse, I swear to God, Tom.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Kyle Rittenhouse. So yes,
this is the one thing Tom got perfectly right this year. I will give Tom credit.
He had to get one thing right. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody had to.
Even
Kyle
a blind squirrel
Rittenhouse,
finds a nut every now and then.
It was a tragedy, you know, and out of tragedy comes strength. Out of the ashes comes a phoenix.
Holy
Wow.
It was the ethical question of the year. It was, you know, not just like, when is it okay to take a life, but then when is it okay to protect property? And when is it okay to put a life above property? And when is it okay, like, if somebody's running away, do you still chase after them if they just killed somebody else? And what if you don't know if they murdered that person? You still got to chase them, but they got a gun, and maybe you don't. You got a skateboard. Like, dude, the amount of questions in
Wait, you have a skateboard? You can just get away.
Yeah.
Well, or you can try hitting somebody over the head who has a gun, an AR.
Yeah, have you ever seen Back to the Future?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
So yeah, it was just like it was such a nuanced story where there were so many pieces to it that you had to
Hey,
understand.
people still get it wrong today.
They do, and it's we just recently reviewed a Thought Slime video on it where he, you know,
Dude, that guy. Oh,
yeah,
it's so hard to watch that sometimes.
He's kind of insufferable. I'm sorry.
he definitely got it wrong, hardcore, and you know. But yes, the Kyle Rittenhouse story is definitely one of my favorites, and honestly, I mean, the saga continues, dude. The guy hired the same he hired a QAnoner as his lawyer.
Okay, maybe that should be the story of 2020. Drink, by the way. That QAnon made presidential debate news. Like, they brought up QAnon in the debates. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, and then on top of that,
I cannot tell you how fucking weird that was for me, because we revealed last week to Tom that I am in fact Q. So it was a real fucking rush for me to be
Q exposed
presidential debate.
Yeah, well, and on top of that, you know, the Proud Boys also ended up splitting over Trump's comments where he told them to stand back and stand by, and a lot
stood back and some of them stood by. Yeah,
some of them were really upset, and they're like,
some
"What?"
Sat down even.
Yeah, some of them were like, "No,
Nick
screw
Fuentes
Trump."
and his groypers have decided to officially leave the Republican Party. I would like it if they would leave the planet, but we haven't gotten there yet.
I believe they're going to the Patriots Party.
We're close.
I believe they're going to the Patriots Party, and I think that's going to be the story of 2021. Is the Patriots Party rise.
So yeah, and the Patriot Party will be denounced as a racist organization, just like anything else. Yeah,
it is.
But it's going to be a big grift. Everything's going to be a grift. Like that's what I've learned probably the most in 2020. Drink was every single thing is a grift. Everything. Donald Trump fighting the election is a grift. The dude needs to pay some money back to his campaign. Like, hook me up. We're fighting this election, even though 80% of these funds are going to the fucking goddamn funding of the.
I mean, that was something else that I also got right. Y'all kept saying like, "Oh, this isn't why he's fighting it. This isn't what he's doing." But as soon as they went to the Supreme Court and they lost that, he just gave it all up. Like, he was like, "All right, I'm done. We lost this. Like, it's over." I kept saying they're just trying to
running it in 2024.
They're just trying to get to his Supreme Court picks and hoping that he can win some favor with them by putting them all into place right before the election, and they were all fair.
Speaking of everything is a grift, I mean, you just look at the Tea Party. They came on like a hurricane and then just died down.
Well, so the Tea Party, I don't think was a grift. It was an actual activist movement that made positive change.
They were Brandon, in 2012, the Tea Party was audited out of public participation in the presidential election. That was Obama using the IRS to target. And just like this time around, the New York Southern District of New York targeted the NRA out of participation in the 2020 election. So gotta give them credit. yeah, because they were being audited out of existence themselves. So
it doesn't matter though, because
the left is going to play dirty in that regard. So
as the Tea Party, you can still hold the same values. I mean, most of the Tea Partiers were people who just held certain values, and they could have held strong to those values. And
most of the Tea Partiers,
they did it. They got co-opted by the Republican Party. It's simple as that.
Yep. Yeah, but the actual people, the actual movement is kind of what it turned into MAGA, and which slowly started turning into the possible Freedom Party, which is now going to get taken over by the
Patriot Party,
the Patriot Party, and that's going to be everywhere they go, they get turned or called a racist. Here's my problem. There's like, I was more of a Tea Party leaning. I'm not a movement jumper. Me and Tom have gone back and forth in this. I hate labeling myself. I hate jumping in with a group. And when I do, I have to go hard in the paint on it. And I hate doing it because then I can't, like, when I went all in on Trump, I had to go all in on Trump. Project Sad Face hated me for it forever, but, and he still hates me for it. Honestly, I real quick, I have to address this. Project Sad Face, if you're still in the comments, I made a fucking video the other day complaining about Trump and being very critical of Trump, and you still shit on me in the comments. So fuck you, buddy. No,
Chicken's over here like, what the fuck did you just say?
Does that count as saying it?
But like, so I've held sympathies with all these groups, whether it was Tea Party, whether it was MAGA, even Patriot side of this, but then they all get co-opted, taken over by some shitty names that get thrown in there, which I think are actual, like, what do you call that? When you purposely throw a bad faith actor into a group and fucking poison it that way.
I don't understand.
What's the fucking word for it?
It's not false, provocateur.
Yeah. Something like
Agent
that. But anyway, like, I think it's on purpose, and it's a grift. That guy's grifting and using your movement to further. And that's the same thing that happened with Antifa and BLM. They started off as a movement that had righteous standings and real reasons to do what they were doing. And then they got grifted by people looking to make money, and then blew it up into something that it really, some were good intentions, some were bad intentions. And it's not the same movement as it started. I think that's just the purpose of all movements, I guess, is to be like, hey, we got a small voice. And then when it becomes a big voices get too loud and say too much. I don't know, because it's all grift. That's what 2020 was. Drink again. Everything is a fucking grift. Like, prove me wrong. Fuck off. Everything's a grift.
Back with the red shirt.
Everybody gets quiet when Kay shuts down with a red shirt. Everybody's with silent. I was like,
it's
my point that provocative?
No, it's like the bullfight.
Matrix girl.
It's the red cape at the bullfights.
No, you got 6 guys on here, and I'm ranting about fucking random shit, and I finally end it, and then you sit down in a red shirt, and then all of them are like, hey.
Guys, relax. Just took my sweatshirt off. It's all good.
Yeah.
No, am I wrong?
I've always hesitated to put myself into a political party or a political movement or anything like that, just for that reason, because at the end it's just going to be taken over by something, and specifically the Tea Party. It's really when I became active politically and really paying attention. And there was something really holding me back from calling myself a Tea Partier, and then you hold back a year or two, and then all of a sudden they've really just dissipated into nothing, and they just got blamed for a lot of the stalwarting in the House of Representatives or the Senate or whatever. Like, well, the Tea Partiers are really keeping us from doing what we need to do. There was like 3 of them in the government, that called themselves Tea Party.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's left?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. But
they've all been audited out of participation by the IRS. There's none of them left. They're really fucking still dealing with IRS.
That wasn't really the only reason, Phil. I mean, they did get unreasonably audited. I agree with you, but however, the whole movement did get taken over by the Republican Party completely. They
GOP squashed it just like the fucking like the Democratic Party.
Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham just took them with open arms.
Just as dangerous.
Oh yeah.
It's like the Highlander when he decapitates somebody. I will just absorb.
There can be only one.
Yeah.
I mean, we can look at the Democratic Party and see pretty easily, even with the progressives who hold their, holier than thou status all the time. The establishment always wins. They just do. There's nothing you can do about it.
They have money.
They have they have spent years and years stacking up their
position. Lady Nancy. Yeah, it's a perfect example. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We don't need to look at her again.
Please, thank God. Thank you.
But we can.
No. No.
All right, we need a new picture of Nancy.
I like now, Tom, this is a story that just came out today.
Go ahead, Phil.
Yes, the flag. Now, also, before I get to that, Tom, there's also a little something I wanted to mention that you said on one of your podcasts. You were mentioning that you thought that an American flag was a little much.
Did he now?
I take great umbrance with you, sir. I remember he was on one of his lives saying, I think having an American flag behind you, I think that's just a little much.
He's leaving out some context.
I even added to my background because I felt left out. So
he's leaving out some context here.
No, Tom, this does go back because there was one time I'm trying to remember. It was a YouTube guy that he's a comedian. He just makes fun of the shit in California and the lockdowns. And you go, he's a white nationalist. I go, he's white and he likes America. And you're like, yeah, pretty much. I'm like, so that's he's not a white. You made it sound like he's a white supremacist by saying he's a white nationalist.
Man, white nationalists and white supremacists are completely two different things. But like I said, Phil's leaving out some context in this.
He wouldn't do that.
As I'm making fun of the guy in the video for having an American flag behind him, as I'm making fun of him, I pop up a giant American flag behind myself. As I'm saying, who would do this? This is so cheesy. This is all just virtue signaling. Who would do something like that? And that, as I'm saying this, I pop up a massive American flag behind myself. So it's
sounds like every article that Phil shared in the group message this year.
I was actually watching. I think we're talking about a different live stream because that one you weren't popping any, and I even commented, "Oh, shots fired, sir!"
Yes, and then you immediately have to put up laughing faces. You immediately put up laughing faces because I put.
But I still take umbrance with you, sir.
Okay. You're right, but I still take umbrance.
Oh no! I didn't hear anything past you're right. It says all da 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 in here at that point. No, I'm kidding.
I was saying you, but that I'm right, but.
Kay, do you put any seasoning on your popcorn?
Well, then I'm clearly
right. My husband likes to put extra butter and salt on it. It makes it all squishy and gross. So whenever I get to eat popcorn by myself, I just leave it be.
Are we
leaving it be? But
regular?
There's a cheddar salt that you can throw on there. It's fucking amazing. Yeah. There's a jalapeno cheddar salt.
I'm from Texas and I'm Mexican. My family occasionally puts cayenne pepper on their popcorn.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. Yes. Is it just butter, movie theater butter, or is that kettle corn?
And throw that.
It is. I'm pretty sure it's movie theater butter. I don't know. Yeah. My kids picked it out. It somehow ended up in the grocery cart.
All right. So I officially diverted that last conversation. Can we move on to our next topic now?
Well,
yeah, here it is.
If I can
this is something I want Tom to research in just a little bit. Oh my Lord! But Tom, just today a news story came out of the.
Who put another baboon up there?
Fire Tom's loins, but There was a news story that just came out of Georgia today about one of the voting machines being audited. I want you to look into this because you are one of the premier Georgia voting debunkers. But so they've got some nerds that are starting to look into the machines, and this is not good, but there are different explanations. Perhaps the data is being read wrong. But there was a point where in one county, one voting machine, 2 cumulative vote counts, one for Trump, one for Biden. At one point, the cumulative vote count for Donald Trump decreased, and the exact same number of those votes increased for Joe Biden. And this was all by computer manipulation. So look into that one, because if that one deems to bear out, we might be hearing about it for a minute or two. But so, all right, chicken.
Well, the fact that the other day in the middle of a Senate hearing in Georgia, the guy's like, hey, we have hacked into, I can't remember what county it was. We're like, we can send and receive data. I didn't follow up on that story, but if that shit's real, like they were doing it live on a stream, some of the other, like, if you actually like watch some of these like House committees or Senate debates in the state houses, there's some incredible stories, incredible information. And yeah, if nothing, and that goes back to my persons of the year, Jesus, fuck Obama. Biden and Trump both deserve it because of this election has led to the conversation of our elections. Like, honestly, there's big fucking problems in our elections, and the fact that it's a conversation now, it needs to be. We need to be looking into these things. But yeah, everybody's gonna shit on it and send it down. Might have to get with the IRS comment. Twisted Tea 2020 stimulus check and drinks.
Damn,
A lot of drinks.
Let me be clear.
Happy New Year, Mel.
Happy New Year.
Tom's got something, I believe.
It's probably a good thing I'm not drinking with you guys. I'd be like on the floor right now.
Yeah, I'm almost on the floor.
That's fair. I
Chicken
think
will
that's
stop
the
saying
big
2020.
story. Yeah,
I know.
that's the big thing for 2020. My booze tolerance has gone way too high.
Yeah,
I can
not
lot.
high enough somehow.
I can drink a lot. This is not good.
It's
so yeah.
Yeah, after the messages we get the next morning.
Yeah, I know, right? No.
That was long.
Yeah. I do find myself every now and then, probably once or twice a week, waking up in the morning, looking at my phone, going, "Oh shit, did I say anything bad last night?" It's like I'll go through my Twitter, my Facebook.
Yeah.
I'll go through all my chats and like, okay, I didn't offend anybody last night. I'm okay.
I wake up feeling pretty safe. I think like, okay, like I'm normally pretty relaxed, so I don't remember much from last night, but like I don't know. And then you guys are like, dude, Tom, do you remember what you did last night? I'm like, oh no.
Did we save?
Did I go in the show? Fuck.
Except for that one stream, Tom. That one stream a couple streams ago, like you woke up the next morning, like, I was way too drunk last night.
Yeah, I was
And
like,
I was already-
I literally spent like 30 minutes talking about how good I am at beating up girls. Like,
Did we
I
save
forgot about that.
Wow.
Did we save the video with Tom
Andy Kaufman
in the
over here.
post show a few
You
weeks
got
ago?
an Andy
Contact moment.
no.
We don't have to pull it up. I'm just
No,
wondering
no,
if we
no,
have
no,
it for.
No, we
Which
don't.
one?
No,
Which one?
No.
I was just doing
Which one? The Tom I hate white people or the Tom I hate black people?
No, the Tom I'm gonna hit on somebody in the post show because it's funny.
No.
No, Ixnay on the X.
La la la.
Oh,
We stay away from
Tom right now. La, 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 la.
all of that post show stuff is saved privately on here because
On
most of those
OnlyFans.
were horrible, not
That's-
worth.
That's where we start the OnlyFans. Like, I know it's not just it's not. We can't only have an
Nobody wants to
OnlyFans.
see that. We didn't want to see that. We didn't
Yes,
want to be a
we
part
do.
of it. It just happened.
Like the
The
OnlyFans
babes
can't
want it.
survive alone off of my nudes, so we're gonna have to actually put some content together for it.
The Babe,
but nobody wants to watch those post-show episodes because they went so south so fast and no real conversation Discord happened. It was just platitude and drunk people talking shit. That's all
I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna start north to south.
No,
and then I'm gonna go east to west. And that's I'll just leave it there.
That one,
I'll leave it there.
That's enough.
I have a share.
Okay, maybe the one Tom had was worth sharing, but
all right. See,
but I don't think he was cognitive through that whole experience.
That's fair.
Okay, here's probably the gauge. Tom would never show it to his mom. I doubt he would show it to Kay.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
It was pretty bad.
No, it was amazing. It made my day.
Okay,
Tom has to look in his eyes of you, motherfucker.
Okay, you remember when Tom came on our show pretending? You remember when Tom came on our show pretending to be a redneck and like was trying to make fun of us, and we were just kind of laughing about it. We had a good time with it. It was really, really fun. Comes on a post show.
Who could forget?
Yeah, Tommy. Can't forget Tommy.
Yeah. Oh God.
Tom went a little overboard on a post show with a similar character. I call him Date Tom.
It was very sexual content.
It could launch the OnlyFans. We just need you to sign a waiver, Tom.
Too hot for YouTube.
You're gonna sign the waiver, Tom.
I mean, if you like Tom and you want to see Tom shirtless,
Lynn, were you there for that? I don't think Lynn seen that.
He was.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lynn saw it. Yeah,
I was there for that.
Because at one point, Lynn and I were just singing Adam Sandler at a medium pace.
So Tom, you were right whenever you said whenever you go on the Dog TV show, it's really just like shitting on Tom show.
Yeah.
What?
Sometimes
I don't think I said that.
I don't know what to say to you, man.
I'm sure that's the.
You did talk for like a whole fucking hour.
Come on. We gave Tom the platform
I don't think I said
right
that.
away.
I don't think I said that.
Tom doesn't use
5 minutes. We can
Tom
shit on
doesn't
him
use bad
at least
words.
10.
Tom
let the girl
doesn't use platform.
What is
Tom doesn't use bad words. He doesn't use the no words, so he wouldn't say that it's a shitting on Tom show because that's a no word.
That's true.
He would say pooping.
Yeah. Lots of pooping and.
Yeah, Will Smith doesn't have to cuss in his rap to sell records, but fuck him.
I do, so
fuck him.
All right.
That's
into Eminem lyrics.
Last round.
I have a share.
I don't know where Brendan went. Last question of the night, and then we can wrap this bitch up and get out of here. If you all want to hang around for post show, I'll post show links over in the Discord. I'll make sure I'm gonna drop it again in the comments section in case you didn't join already. If you want to join our post show after we wrap up, I'll drop the link into the general room, into the Discord. Last question. So we went over our favorite person, our least favorite person, our favorite stories. How about what do you think the biggest and best possibility of 2021 will be? Let's go back around. We'll start with Tom and work our way backwards this time.
All right.
I mean, I guess the best possibility is that the vaccines work out, that we're able to get rid of COVID fairly quickly, and we're able to get back to somewhat normal life soon, within 3 to 4 months. Hopefully we're not still doing this for another half a year or 9 months or something like that. So I think that is definitely the best possibility to me.
Fair enough. Tom, plug your channel. Where can folks find you?
You can find me on not only Twitch
with a waiver,
You can also find me on YouTube and Facebook. Kay and I stream a couple of times a week, going over current events. We talk philosophy. We talk, politics. We talk all sorts of crazy stuff, and we have a lot of fun. So come check us out on any of those platforms. You can join the Discord, and you can post suggestions for things for us to react to or things for us to talk about. We do lots of debates. We try to have nonpartisan conversations on the show. So come over to Tomfoolery and hang out with us sometime.
Awesome. Sounds good. We'll drop Tom's Discord and ours too. We jump back and forth quite often. A lot of the same community, a lot of the same followers between the two. So appreciate the partnership this last year. Tom, happy New Year to you, sir. It's been great. It all started with a stream. I think it was me, Lynn, and Kevin. Kevin dropped out. Me and Lynn are bitching about something, drunk off our ass. You came in, made a good point, and then all of a sudden now we're hanging out with Tomfoolery every week.
Would you two just make out and get it the fuck over with? Like
airlines was the topic on that day as we were talking.
My sister was pissed because Frontier Airlines fucked her over on a ticket. Kay, what are you looking forward to the most this next year?
I mean, I really, really hope that we can see at least a level of bipartisanship. One thing that I do have to give credit to Joe Biden for is that he's not nearly as divisive as Donald Trump is. And I'm hoping that carries over at least somewhat on the most basic level, because the level of divisiveness that we've seen between the two parties over the last 4 years is next level childishness, ridiculousness. So I'm really, really hoping that we can see just some, crossing the aisle and working between the two parties to get something of meaning done in the next 4 years. Maybe that's asking for a little bit too much, but I'm really, really hopeful.
Yep, that is pretty hopeful. I admire your hopefulness. Let's switch over to Lynn. Lynn, what are your hopes and dreams for 2021? What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, okay. Say first off, gloom. If it's doom and gloom style, Civil War, fucking 2021. I hope it doesn't come to that, but geez. Actually, I have my hopes and aspirations of 2021 being a better year. As long as I can go to a fucking rock concert and see some metal and go and watch some people in a mosh pit and go, man, I'm too old for that shit, and look down from the balcony in my highly expensive seating and just smell the air and all that other cool shit. Just the whole rock concert vibe. I just want to go back to that. And other than that, we'll have 100 days of mass under Biden, and followed by 6 more months of mass, and other lockdowns and everything else will lead to stupidity. That's my doom and gloom.
Right on. Where can folks find you, Lynn?
But we already know it sucks. You can find me right here because I don't have a podcast. You can find me on TikTok because I post stupid ass videos just so I can watch more stupid ass videos. I don't really need to create content because it sucks, but I'm not trying to get famous at all. I just like posting stupid shit. Other than that, you guys, you rocked my year. Tom, thank you for busting the chicken cherry on the show, because you were the first guest that we actually just happened to have on that night, and I actually used the term "popped our cherry." I think I said it, and because he showed up in the comments, and we're like, "Yeah, come on, man, do it. Get on the show. We don't give a shit."
I did pop up in your comments. I did ask if I could come on, and I did not force you to take the content down afterwards. So.
And I did not make you sign a waiver.
Tom, the great cherry popper.
Yeah, you didn't sign a waiver. Yeah, good idea.
Real quick, I got to go back to Kate. Kate, where can people find you, by the way? I didn't ask you that at the end, so rude of me. I apologize. If people want to find you, where can they find you?
All right.
Probably the best place to find me would be on Twitter. That's where I'm the most active. If my @ is just like my name, @KFellows, the way that it appears on the screen. I'm most active on there. I do have a YouTube channel, but most of the content is just me streaming with Tom. So if you're looking for video content, you should just go follow Tom.
Fair enough. I'm working on having Kay on. Hopefully this weekend I want to have an in-depth interview with Kay, because Kay's an interesting person, because like she is 3 things that to me don't make a lot of sense to like put into one person. She's a pro-life, kind of libertarian, and a feminist. And I'm like, what? Like, it's confusing. It's a bit of a mind fuck. And hopefully, Kay, you can run us through how this works. I think I get it, but I'm not sure everybody else will. So I'm super excited to have you. Look forward to chatting with you. Hopefully tomorrow night we can record it. Maybe we'll go live. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get closer to that. But I'm excited to chat with you about it, because like I have so many questions about your stances on things. This is fascinating.
People usually do.
Yeah.
People meet me via social media, and they're like, "Wait, you're
what?
What the fuck? Like, what are you?"
Yeah, what are you? Yeah. Oh, it's fascinating. No,
and then
no.
It goes even deeper, because it's like, yep, I'm also pro-life, and I'm not a Christian. I'm a pagan. Like, they're like, okay, like I can't.
Oh God, I didn't know that. Now we're adding on to it.
Holy shit, don't exist.
You're a pagan?
Write that down.
Yeah,
I am.
Now we got more questions for you. This is gonna be a long one. No,
Look at Phil.
He's been staring
Look
at
at
my
Phil.
T-shirt just as long as we've been staring at hers when she came back.
whatever, Tony. Nobody's.
I know. Like I've been staring at his shirt the entire time. Like I'm so jealous of his shirt. Like I want a Halloween shirt.
All right. Well, I think I could pull off the red one just about as well. So we can do a shirt swap, and that can be a thing to look forward to on a live stream sometime.
Okay.
You really should do a deep cutting V, Tony.
Yeah, you should, D.
Let me hit the
That'd be
bench press a
great.
little harder in 2021, and then I'll
No.
consider the deep V.
Don't mind the saggy ones either.
Jesus. All right, Phil, what do you think's going to happen in this future year of ours? Year of our Lord 2021?
Well, this year of our Lord 2021, well, I will say this last year, I became a titled Lord, and your Lord Phil KOE, well, not to be construed as actual advice, something to keep in mind. If there is one word to keep in mind for the people smart enough to know what I'm saying, the word for 2021 is commodities. That's all I'm going to say is commodities. And that will be quite the story of 2021. Other than that, let's hope that everything comes together. We get a handle on the global bastard, and let's hope that this news coming out of England isn't COVID-20, and it's just something we'll get a handle on. That's my big hope. And of course, and I'll get into it a little later where you can find moi, of course. T, what are you hoping for and hopeful in the year 2021?
Tony, take over camera controls. I'm getting the new link ready and going in Discord right now.
Yeah, so Tom kind of hit it right away. We really just kind of hope we can find a new sense of normalcy after COVID, not during it and COVID becoming the new normal. Like, we don't want that mutation to just kind of be, okay, we're going to expect that annually now. We don't want that. We hope that, I know it's still early, and a lot of the vaccination talk, you can either love it, hate it, be indifferent to it, but I think really, even if you're very, very skeptical of it, you're hoping that it all ends up being, okay, no, really, look, here's visible proof that this is going to work, and we can all kind of breathe a huge sigh of relief. But I know that's a long shot in a lot of cases, but if it ends up being something that's maintainable, and it's not going to be something we have to deal with long-term side effects, and we can all kind of get back to going to places again and gathering in large crowds again. Like for me, the big thing, honestly, it started in 2020 was Phil and I on the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Obviously, you can check us out on YouTube, Spotify, all that. But we went to Houston in January of 2020, and we went to the Royal Rumble. 40 to 45,000 people there for that. It's a good thing we went to that, because little did we know that was going to be one of the biggest gatherings of the year at the time. We had no idea. And I'd like to get back to being able to do that. And I'm not a big fan of going to big crowded places anyway. Like, crowds drive me absolutely fucking nuts. So this has been a little bit easier on me, but just the restrictions. I want to get past that. I want to get back to being okay with going out in the world again. Like that's what I'm hopeful for, and that's really the big thing.
Fair enough. I guess my visions of this next year are pretty grim. I think you're going to see more grifting from politicians, fucking everything. It's going to be nothing but a bunch of bullshit to get you to just buy into nothing happening. If anything that we've seen over the last 20 years is nothing ever happens. Obamacare was nothing. It actually made things worse. Everything Trump did sounded really good, and nothing happened. Everything Obama said was really good, but nothing happened. And it just completely keeps imploding because of the Nancy Pelosi's, Mitch McConnell's. You can blame both sides for this. I do see, like, I am leaning, and I'm super scared to say this as a person, because I've really been looking into it more and more. I've looked into it like 10 years ago, and I haven't revisited anarchy and anything like that. But I'm slowly, like, I'm feeling that, like, I'm in my mid 30s and I'm feeling like I'm turning into an anarchist. There's something fucking wrong. Like, that's a natural feeling in your 20s, but I'm in my fucking late 30s. I got a family, a house, and a kid, and like responsibilities and a good job, and I want to be an anarchist. I don't fit that profile.
Label.
Like there's something wrong with this world today if I'm fitting that profile, or not fitting that profile and thinking that way. So I don't know. And what I keep kind of leaning into a more of a anarcho individualist, not an ANCAP or anarcho capitalist. More ANCAPs are super libertarian for the most part. And I'm just a little bit off of that because I do have criticisms of libertarianism, of course. But I am more libertarian than most. Fuck, I don't know what's going to happen in 2021. I think 2021 is going to be just a big of a shit show as the last year was. Tighten your belts, folks. Get ready for another shit show. Good news is Mitch and Nancy probably only have 2 more years, and we'll get some other ineffectual piece of shit to take over both parties. Fuck yeah! Wow. Look forward to that. And then 2 years after that, you get another ineffectual president. Fuck yeah!
Yes.
Yeah. Burn it down. Secede from the union. I don't fucking care anymore. I am done. I seriously don't care. I am sick of all of it. Like,
that didn't work last time.
Yeah, I'm on Scotch.
Depends who you ask.
Well, I mean, when we seceded from Great Britain, it worked pretty well.
It did.
That worked out quite well.
Yeah,
I'm able to drink bourbon instead of tea right now.
There's actually a really good argument. There's actually a really good argument about seceding from the Union, becoming your own nation. Technically, the states are their own nations. We just we are the European Union in a sense of the United States. It's just a different standards and rules that we established. But each state is their own country.
Supremacy clause, yo. So that's the unfortunate reality of it. But
they didn't care about the supremacy clause when the king was trying to put taxes on him, right? They seceded anyway. They said you don't have rights over us.
Twisted Tea just ended fucking 2020, baby. Tea Party, fucking boom.
Anything is possible. I mean, I launched my campaign for president. I became a titled lord. Anything is possible in this world of ours, folks. So
I didn't get to bring my positivity to 2021 here.
Oh, what's your positivity? Oh yeah, Brandon. Sorry, you were off camera. Sorry, bro.
I was peeing.
What do you think's going to happen this year?
Okay, so first off, I'd like to say I became a titled lord of Dads Worldwide.
Snap!
Thank you.
Congrats.
No, I know you guys. All right. So, yeah, I don't really have anything positive to say. I think the economy is going to go to shit. There's been plenty of studies out there that say that anytime it goes from Democrat to Republican to Democrat, it doesn't matter. The market's going to drop like 10%. So, like Phil said, get some commodities, and that should help you at least hedge your bets. As far as 2021 goes, I look forward to more of this. I gotta say, this past year has been fantastic in the podcasting world for myself. Anyway, I've met a lot of great people, including Big Bucket Entertainment, and it's been fantastic. I've met a lot of great people. We've just been a lot of sharing, content, and it's just been fantastic. So I thank you guys. I really appreciate it, and I just look forward to keep going. I have a blast.
Brendan, I'll echo that. Like that has been the best thing. Like in this time that we're all stuck at home and told not to do certain things and not being like normally I'd be out in a bar on weekends socializing with people. Now I find myself socializing with intellectuals on the internet.
Yeah, I mean,
and
last
honestly,
year my wife would be mad that I'm at a bar. Now she's mad that I'm in the basement.
I know, right?
That's
so weird
on a camera.
You're fucking so right. Like my wife's like, it's actually gotten better because we've actually had that conversation because it came down to the like, why do you spend so much time on your laptop talking to strangers? I'm like, it's no different than going to a bar and talking shit and getting drunk, which you used to be okay with because you got to do the same thing. I'm like, you can do this with me, or you can talk to your girls, or you can go out to a bar. I don't fucking care at this point. But no, we had that conversation. Now I think we have a mutual appreciation of it because like it's gotten better. Like at the beginning, it was rough because it's like, well, you talking to all these weird guys.
I like
Tom. You were talking about Tom, by the way.
I like that social distancing and the COVID era of 2020 has given people who were too old for the bar scene the capability to interact with people and get shit faced on the weekends. Who previously were too old to go out to a bar. They felt
and they weren't fun. Nobody wanted to talk politics at the bar. So now
you're not allowed to talk politics, religion.
Yeah, Kay, that's who you're hanging out with. That's how
you fucking boomers. Fucking boomers that
I
couldn't
have
make
the
it at a
argument.
bar. Bunch of weird guys. I'm
Well,
reading the comments.
I have the argument because it's like, I'm a 26-year-old married woman. My husband's like, for fun, you go on and hang out with a bunch of drunk dudes on stream. Like, don't know how I feel about that.
Fair enough.
It's kind of weird, yeah. But no, like I like Tony, Phil. Well, Phil never went to the bar with me. Tony, Lynn, you guys will vouch. At a bar, I'm the fucking life of the party. I get crazy.
I own stake in that bar now.
Yeah. You bought that bar.
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah.
Yeah, how's that coming
guys,
along?
I gotta run because my kids are up.
Pretty sure.
Kate, thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Look forward to chatting with you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Later, Kate.
All right.
Thanks, Kay.
Yep. Yeah, I'm about to fall asleep.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. Phil, wrap us up.
Shall I? All right. Folks, as I'm known to say around here, and as I am going to say to lead us into the year 2021, all that being said, thank you for joining us for this very special edition of the Dog and Chicken Show, where we say goodbye to last year, hello to this year. I am your King of Extreme, the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, Lord Phil, the King of Extreme. You can check me out over at KOE Nation on YouTube, Phil KOE on Facebook. When you're done with that, definitely head on over to the Tomfoolery Show on Discord or YouTube. Then, once you're done with there, please head on over, give Kay Fellows, follow her on Twitter. She's an amazing guest. She'll be on the Dog and Chicken Show very soon, which you should definitely like, share, subscribe to the Dog and Chicken Show. What are you doing? You're denying yourself all of this amazing content. And once you're done with that, Yanked Up Podcast, thank you for being here. Check them out. Dads Worldwide. Turns out miracles can happen. A Christmas miracle came. I got Dads Worldwide's podcast right. I mean, I couldn't even believe it. And even Lynn, check him out on TikTok. Be sure to check out Big Bucket Entertainment on Facebook. Give us all like, share, subscribe so you can keep up with all the crazy content of this cast of characters. I am your King of Extreme, Phil KOE, signing off and handing it off. Chicken, Tony, gentlemen, take it away.
Tom, say goodbye.
Fuck.
Y'all have a good night. Happy New Year's.
Lynn.
Bye.
Bye. Brandon.
As a lord of Dads Worldwide, I bid you adieu.
Bid you adieu. Tony.
If that's not fucking creepy.
I'm not nearly as funny as you guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. Thank you.
All right, folks, check it out. We dropped it into the comments. I'll drop it again. You want to follow up on the post show, talk some shit with us, have some good times. Nope. Wrong link. Jump over to our Discord. There you go. It's popped up on the screen. If you want to join the post show, feel free. You don't have to show up on camera or any of that stuff. The link is there. It's a StreamYard link. You sign up for Discord. You join our Discord chat, and then click that link. You can just listen in. You can chat in the private chat, or you can share your video and join the conversation, just like you see here on your screen. So, if you wish to join, appreciate you. Would love that. Otherwise, we'll see y'all next week. As always, appreciate you. Love you. Bye.